Okay, so this is a quick review, first impressions of Landscape Auto Material. It's on special offer at the moment. It's still quite pricey if you ask me, even at 70% off. I don't know, I mean, my initial impressions are it looks beautiful, but then as soon as I imported it, I was faced with errors and also just how complicated and deep it is, which is a bit off-putting, because that also means it's quite fragile. And not as robust as a lot of other things that I use in my workflow. So let's tab into my logbook. Where's my logbook? Here we go. So I was initially faced with these three errors. Forced reset or CSS. It's standard assets basically. They're messing about with the new version of this 2019.3.9 F1 or whatever. So those were the errors, and so the first thing I did was go to Package Manager, remove TextMesh Pro and reinstall it, and then delete standard assets, and then I had to import Pavel's footsteps, and I changed the camera tag to main camera, which is all fine, but it doesn't, fill me with confidence that it's going to be robust and just keep working. But once I'd done that and got the first person in, set the forest up, it looks pretty good. I mean, that pop's going to be happening because we're not doing a proper loading screen. We're just plonking straight in, so it's kind of acceptable to have it pop to begin with as it loads in the assets. Beautiful, just beautiful. I'm sad that I can't get, I want collision, I want footsteps to work with texture-based footsteps, which is broken now, so I don't know why. And I also would like collision-based crunching. Okay, so one of the issues is, even with the T-tail set to 250, we've got the standard texture problem of details just, oozing out. Better than a lot of them, but it's still not great having that. The assets that come with it are brilliant, really good, but it didn't come with built-in collision detection, so that's another kind of slightly disappointed that they didn't. I mean, it's only a question of putting a capsule collider on, but you kind of want that out of the box, really. Yeah, I just don't know what to do about this oozing 250. I don't know. I'll have to look deeper to see if they can change the draw distance for the details. But it is, I mean, once you've whacked in a whole load of trees, it's not going to be a problem, but it's still a problem if you're flying or moving fast or falling or even just up a hill. So we're going to have to do that. The performance is very good, very strong for the amount of details being pumped out. It's very pretty, so I mean, there's some big pluses to it, so I hope I'm not coming across too harsh on it. I mean, for me, I'm solidly on a 3 with this asset. I wouldn't buy it full price, but I may change my mind. I mean, it's only the first impressions that, I might find that it's got some amazing features. It's very deep, it's got a lot of objects, prefabs, it's got a lot of features, feature rich, which is all very cool. So to get started, to get this forest texture, I had to go into Assets Plugins, Landscape Prefabs, go to Forest, go to Game Object, 3D Object, and Terrain from Prefab, and that created it. So it's not a normal terrain, it's a terrain from Prefab. And then to get the texture to work, I had to go in here, find layers, and then create layer. Click on layers here. Had to add some layers. Just add another one. Select it, and then Prefab. So add. Don't know what that is. The textures are good. So you've got some lovely textures, got some lovely materials, got some rocks, some trees. That's all very cool. The way they're doing this layer business, Land Details Auto Painter, that is very cool, having it all laid out like that. And batched foliage, that whole business here is, on the back end, is a very sensible and clever way of doing things, which may raise me from a 3 to a 4 or even a 5 later on, but my initial impressions is a 3. It looks beautiful, but the ergonomics of it all, and the lack of video documentation to actually get started, brings it down for me. The manual itself was fine, acceptable for now, but I'm not sure how it's going to be for more advanced stuff. So I brought in my Footsteps controller from Pavel. I had to change the world camera to tag to main camera so I could actually move around, and it's not detecting that texture for some reason, probably because it's not a terrain or something. So I've got a problem that it's going to break all my workflow, which I'm not particularly happy about. I want my footsteps, you get used to them. And I want higher distance. I either want more view distance on my terrain, especially as this is especially as he's created their own terrain system, they should be able to do a better. I want to either see further along, or I want some better way of blending it. So what else have I got to say? So fix the errors, get rid of the standard assets, re-import TextMesh Pro, and import your own first-person controller. I've used Pavel's free Footsteps one. It's got a lot of features, but a lot of these features I've figured out how to do from other simpler packages, so I'm not convinced at the moment. I'm definitely convinced in terms of the quality of the assets, for sure, definitely. What I'm not convinced with is the robustness of it all. So I'm kind of still on the fence, right in the middle, 3 out of 5. Definitely, I think it's worth getting on this sale, just in terms of the assets. But yeah, I will do another video in a few days / weeks time to see how I got on and my longer term opinion of it. But the initial impressions is 3 out of 5, get it on the sale. Thanks for watching.